This is set number 1 on Prokhorovka's team efficiency as the blue team to the south. Their opponents PvP Tribu Sugbo, PvP North.
Isn't it actually efficiency is the blue side? It is efficiency.
Oh yeah, efficiency as the blue side. Yes, sorry about that. Yep.
Yeah, alright, so efficiency with a very aggressive lineup, double T32s, double T69s and a 1390 as usually just piloted by Slyfox. Today is no different. On the other side, well, a pretty just even setup. The only difference being that they decide to roll with an extra 1390, sacrificing that T32, that T69 pretty much. So a slightly lighter setup coming from PP, but not that whole much of a difference.
Yeah, almost identical lineups actually. And we do see both teams coming out to the field area, and both teams actually favoring the western edge as well. So we're probably, yes, we're gonna see some sort of kind of medium to long range engagement quite shortly here. Yeah, almost all the tanks now moving up towards that kind of central western part of the map right now. Maybe gonna meet on this road. I don't think we're gonna see a full-on commitment from either of these teams, but
well, they spotted each other already, so
this team was gonna go down. Yeah. So first blood, of course, awarded to Comics there, taking that T1 down. And I think that T1 might have spotted like Mega Jewel at most, but I really don't think that any of these other members are too compromised. I mean, they of course know where Comics fired from, but other than that, yeah, they still are not too sure.
Poker T was just, well, he got that T1 too. He was cracking shots down the west road as well.
Oh, look at KU though. Some nice shots out the Comics. Wow.
No, it's a better spread coming from PvP at this point.
Yeah, I think its efficiency are not really just worrying about the railway area. And I think that's what might cost them this set, is because when you completely hug the western side, you can't spread out. You can't really spread out and surround your team, whereas if you have control of east and west, you can use either side, you know, which depending on whatever side your opponent is on, to use the opposite side to go around and go for flanks and just go for surrounding maneuvers.
Well, I mean, that's exactly how PvP beat IAF despite losing the first chariot yesterday, pretty much. Yeah, it's just like they had that object 416 and the T69 to the west road, or while the T32s were all concentrated towards the railroad and completely unchallenged. So yeah, efficiency definitely will have to react to this to a certain degree. They decide to retreat quite wisely, just leaving the T32s in that depression area, pretty much on the cover of the terrain.
Even those are getting pulled back a little bit though.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously you don't want them to be too far ahead by themselves, but at the same time, yeah, it's pretty smart from efficiency to react to that. So yeah, they've sent Slyfox to the village area towards the middle section of the map, where the railroad is. And what I do like is that PP has repositioned as well to a certain degree. So yeah.
Amaro there actually spotting.
Critical hit took some damage. I didn't see that earlier on. Okay.
Yeah, some damage was being thrown down on earlier. So honestly, I think this, I mean, still, I think because KU landed at least like 3 shots, I think, onto one of the members of efficiency. Yeah, look at that. Comics is down to 420 health. So Comics is down quite low, and he has to be very careful. I mean, if Comics goes down, I really don't know how efficiency can really come back in this.
It's pretty smart from efficiency to relocate towards the railroad, though. I mean, that's just going to protect them to some degree, and if they're lucky, they might be able to trap one of those 1390s. If they're lucky, just and if everything goes that way. But yeah, they needed just some repositioning because they were just getting beat up pretty much towards that west road. So it's pretty smart of them to do that. It's going to allow PP though to just relocate themselves. I mean, once they realize that all the tanks have, all the efficiency tanks have progressed to the east, they probably will just monopolize the center field area.
Yeah, the thing is, these T32s have to be a little bit careful because the 2 mediums, I think it's actually 1 medium and 1 heavy on the PvP side. They have the option of kind of going from the side of these 2 T32s onto team efficiency.
Well, so does team efficiency to the east of the railroad, and the thing is, they like, you know, PP doesn't know as of yet that they have crossed to the east. That's why, like, yeah, it's a double-edged sword here. Whoever attacks first is just gonna have the surprise effect here.
But the thing is, see, comics is so low that, you know, once...
I know, you can't really afford to...
Yeah. So I really don't see efficiency being able just to withstand, like, the initial burst of just
honestly, I think they're just, they're kind of hoping, like, yeah, comics being, like, the last one, of course, to just get on top of that railroad, but if they can somehow just get the jump on one of those 1390s without, you know, the rest of the team from the West on the PP side just providing support. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, they're just trying to monopolize, like, the Eastern Front, and whenever they just make the jump towards the West, like, that's when they can, you know, luckily enough, just catch one tank off guard.
Yeah, I mean, this could be the downfall of PP because they have pretty much, not worried about the eastern side of the railway area, and now it's giving these T60, I mean, it's giving the AMX-13 and now this both T69s full control of this northern part of this railway area. Is going to give complete back angles on most of the PP members.
They're going to try to trap like both T32s.
Look at this, Tenemaru might just immediately go down here.
Yeah, no, because that's the thing, it's just...
oh my god.
It's well done, like, yeah.
Everyone is just completely lining up and unleashing on Tenemaru right now. He's definitely gonna go down here. One more shot maybe, no, two more is going to have to take care of him. Yeah, there we go, and he finally goes down.
Well, see, I mean, that's the thing, it's just a little too passive on the PP side. They weren't expecting, I mean, they should have expected efficiency to relocate, but yeah, they left, that's exactly what I was saying, like, those T32s were left as sitting ducks pretty much, because there was no response on the PP side. They still assumed that somehow efficiency was camping down to the southwest, and yeah, they should have gotten, like, more information from the get-go, because they had the initial advantage. But see, I mean, that's the thing, like, once again, at this level, you stay passive, you get punished.
Exactly. So yeah, look at that. D-Juice as well, now completely dominating this northern part of this railway area. All the members of PvP trying to come back, trying to defend this base capture that's currently being captured by Hatsune Miku here. KU's very low here. Bouncing off the D-Juice's health. And critical hit about to go down here. 74 health. Yeah, one more shot. Oh, he actually misses Mega Jewel. So yeah, KU as well trying to do something, but both these tanks down to one hit. Yeah,
it's not gonna matter. It's just once again, like, the harm has been done already. Yeah, just those T32s have been flanked. So just as soon as PP landed those shots onto comics, they should have relocated to the east themselves, to the northeast, to pretty much not allow those T32s to be flanked.
Or spread out.
Well, I mean, they were already spread out. The thing is, they should have anticipated the movement from efficiency and pretty much placed their own tanks to the Northern Railroad and not allow efficiency to flank the T32s. I mean, that was the logical thing to do.
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, they at least should have had a T1 somewhere over there to the eastern part of the railway, because the thing is, yeah, even though you don't have to commit a tank to the northern pass or the northern entrance to the railway, you can still kind of just spot any sort of tanks, crossing up there. And because they did not spot those tanks moving up there until it was too late, that's why those T-32s were out of position. Had they spotted, the tanks moving up there earlier, then they would have actually been able to guard that position.
Well, I mean, which is why instead of sending like the T1 or even another tank towards the central village, because if you try to cross towards the middle, you're gonna get shot pretty much. So whereas if you're up north, you're still safe. You're still safe, and you can still detect, the enemy before it's too late. But they didn't do that. So yeah, just job well done on efficiency. They I mean, that's the difference between those top teams and well, just those fairly new lineups that are not used to competitive level so often. That's the main difference.